today, chat. We start with a brand new segment called Is It Crack? Alright, let's get into it. Wonderman Season 2 confirmed. And Yahya Mateen, hold on, let me say this right. Yahya Abdul Mateen II has been confirmed for an Emmy nomination as well for Season 1. Yahya might be the greatest actor or one of the greatest actors of all time. Cause he convinced everybody, not me, but he convinced everybody that Wonderman, the piece of shit that it is, was not only worth a Season 2, but he also got an Emmy nomination for it. I think that's fucking insane. He has bamboozled everyone into thinking Wonder Man was actually good. Wonder Man is one of the worst MCU shows I have ever seen. Yet and still, people keep praising it and talking about how great it is, and I just don't understand. But that's how great of an actor Yahya is, and I aspire to be that great of an actor. That I can take a shitty property, a shitty script, and be like, this is ass. But you know what, Marvel? I got y'all. Watch this. And then put on a performance of the century and make a shitty show seem decent. His acting in the show was great. That was never the issue. It was just Wonder Man as a character, the script, and it not being a reason for it to be Wonder Man. Wonder Man could have just been a side conversation in a bigger movie. Instead, we got 8 episodes of bullshit that we didn't need. So shout out Yahya. I aspire to be as good as an actor as you are, that I could turn bullshit into multiple seasons and Emmy nominations. So shout out to Yahya on that one. Supergirl. We talked about Supergirl RMP. And this definitely got to be credit. You know, the Yahya stuff, the Wonder Man stuff is subjective, right? Everybody got their own opinions, but all you incel, no pussy get motherfuckers need to be thrown into a meat grinder and fed to your emotional support dog. That's really where I'm at with it. How dare you call Rhaenyra Targaryen ugly? Your mama ugly. How about that? Your mama ugly. Miss Shirley ugly as fuck. Okay? She weigh more than me. She eat more than me. And she musty. Yeah, I'm talking about Miss Shirley. I'm talking about Ethel Ann. All y'all mamas is ugly as fuck. How about that? These motherfuckers are calling Rhaenyra Targaryen. The type of guy that calls Millie Alcock ugly is the same type of guy that would ask a princess to run away with him to Flea Bottom to sell fruits and live in poverty. And then get mad when she tells you, fuck no, you stupid bitch. Why the fuck would I do that? I'm a princess. Might end up being a queen. Why would I run away with you to Flea Bottom? To be a fucking peasant. My siblings and my cousins trying to kill me and take my throne and all that stuff is way better than starving to death in Flea Bottom. All you incel motherfuckers is just Sir Kristen Coles in the modern day. Fuck y'all. It's gotta be crack. It's gotta be crack, chat. Jaylen Brown traded to the Philadelphia 76ers. I've been talking about this since it happened. I honestly been trying to find the jokes in it, but it's just not fucking funny. It's more stupid than anything. Why? In what world do you trade your finals MVP from just 2 years ago, who led your team of a bunch of rec league accountants and depressed Derek White, to a second seed, and they only lost in the playoffs because they didn't have a center? And the center that destroyed y'all, he checked the entire series, or at least majority of the series. But you, Boston, decide to get rid of him because the analytics say his game doesn't constitute winning. You already won with him, you stupid bitch. You already won with him. Him and his light-skinned sidekick. You already won with him. What are you talking about? Analytics are important, don't get me wrong. Analytics are important and they should be acknowledged. But this shouldn't be the only thing that's being acknowledged. Yes, do the analytics say his game doesn't constitute winning all the time? Yes. But you have historically won with him. You went to the finals twice. You won a championship. You'd probably end up going to the finals again. Really, the only reason you didn't go is because Tatum fucked his leg up. All you had to do was chill. Ride out the season. Get to next season. Maybe make a couple moves. But no. You guys decided to get rid of your finals MVP. Is it because he was happy about the season? He was 5th in MVP voting. He led a bunch of second round picks and Derek White to a 2nd seed. And you guys made the playoffs. In a throwaway season. I would be happy about that too. Whether Tatum played or not. Or is it because he's smart and he won't dumb himself down for you? It's the NBA. Most of the motherfuckers in the NBA had people doing their schoolwork for them in high school and college. And the ones that wasn't didn't think they were making it to the NBA anyway, so they had to study and do their work. I'm just being straight up. Most of the NBA players had other people doing their schoolwork for them in high school and college. And the few that didn't wasn't expecting to make it into the NBA in the first place. The Celtics just didn't like a uppity Negro that knew his worth. This is the epitome of house nigga and field nigga. And they just sold the field nigga for scraps because he knew his worth and they didn't like how he tended the fields. That it's gotta be crack. It's gotta be crack that Brad Stevens or the Celtics brass are doing. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. I didn't know Kawhi was in YSL because he couldn't duck this RICO charge. And I really thought he got away with it, right? He asked for the trade. He fled the country. I thought he got off scot-free. He was going to flee the country, change his citizenship, play with the Raptors, retire with the Raptors, and he was going to get away with it scot-free. But the FBI and the NBA was like, nah, come here, nigga. Get back here, nigga. Not so fast. Before you go, tell us about this random company that your owner or former owner, I guess still current owner, donated or invested $60 million into, that just so happened to give you $30 million and made you an ambassador to the brand. Tell us about that before you go. I don't know. Free Kawhi. Free Kawhi Leonard till it's backwards. Free the claw till it's backwards. He ain't do nothing wrong. He was just trying to get his bread, a little bit of bread on the back end. A lot of people do that. A lot of rich motherfuckers do that. A lot of wealthy motherfuckers do that. Just let Kawhi walk off with this one. I don't think we should make too much of a big deal out of this. Kawhi, one of the funniest motherfuckers in the NBA, bro. He really is, cause he like the Terminator, he like a quiet assassin, but then he'll get caught up in some shit like this, bro. It's hilarious. But I think free Kawhi, man. It's $30 million. Let's just chalk it up. Just watch people a little bit closer now. And let's just go on about our business. I don't think, let them go to Toronto, let them flee the country, and let's call it a day. I think that's where we at with it. And also too, just in general, the Clippers are a horrible organization, and they always have been. They're losers. They've had racist owners. They got owners doing backdoor deals to pay players. This is just what the Clippers do. The Clippers are a horrible organization. They always been, and this is just another example of it. Getting caught doing a backdoor deal, and now Kawhi Leonard could possibly go to fucking jail. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. It's got to be cracked. You can never duck a RICO charge, guys. It's very difficult, and Kawhi is about to find out. Or sorry, YSL Claw. He YSL now because he whatever. It's got to be cracked. Because I've been seeing people talking about James Gunn's DC, which is only, what, 2 movies and a show in, is bad. And I've even seen some people saying that the previous DCU, whatever the fuck DC was doing before James Gunn, was better than what James Gunn is doing right now. Is it crack? It's fucking gotta be. Do you idiots remember where we came from with DC before? They had Ryan Reynolds, Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds, floating around dazed and confused in a CGI bodysuit that would have been better suited for a BBL bandit for 2 hours. 2 hours of CGI slop. But no, what James Gunn doing is horrible, right? Then speaking of CGI, they CGI'd off Henry Cavill's facial hair when they could have just asked him to cut it off because it was gonna grow back in what, a month, possibly 2 weeks, depending on how long. Sorry, I'm getting so upset I'm hitting the mic. A month, 2 weeks, depending on how long his facial hair takes to grow, but it wasn't gonna take that long for it to grow back. I understand he was filming another movie, and they had to call him back to do reshoots. But they CGI'd off his facial hair instead of asking him to cut it. And then they did a horrible fucking job. And then another thing too, Superman, as James Gunn is showing us, is supposed to be the symbol of hope. If I wanted a brooding hero that was battling with himself and battling with the death of his parents, I just watch Batman. I would just watch Batman. I don't want my Superman brooding and sad and angry. That's scary. That's borderline Omni-Man and Homelander. We don't need that. Superman is supposed to be smiling and happy and the beacon of hope. And that's what David Cornsweet is doing. That's what James Gunn is doing. But no. James Gunn is horrible, right? James Gunn is horrible. I was going to talk about Batfleck a little bit, but Batfleck wasn't that bad, honestly. He just didn't really get that much of a burn, really. He didn't really get a chance to shine, but I think he was decent in what he's doing. I don't love Batfleck, obviously, but it wasn't as bad as all this other shit. And then the DCU Flash was really the reverse Flash in real life, a fucking international criminal, legitimately kidnapping people and beating people up across different countries, fleeing the country, running away from the police, being investigated by the FBI. They turned Barry Allen into the reverse Flash. But what James Gunn is doing is so bad because he let Supergirl get her own movie and be a little bit of a beacon for little white girls around the country. There's nothing that's okay. I'd rather have that than my Barry Allen be actual reverse Flash. It's gotta be crack. Let him breathe. He's a cartoon and 2 movies in. Superman was really good. Supergirl wasn't horrible. It was mid, I'd say. About a 7. 6.5 to a 7. Creature Commandos is good. Oh, sorry, and Peacemaker is awesome. 2 shows and 2 movies in. Shut the fuck up and give him a chance. Because this is miles and miles better than what we had before. Bam Adebayo beat the shit out of Tyelr Herro in Las Vegas. Apparently, Tyelr Herro was, talking a lot of shit about Bam Adebayo in the DMs with somebody. And those DMs got leaked. I just want to talk to Tyler real quick. It's got to be crack, right? Tyler, Mr. Hero, if you will. Unless another move is made, the Milwaukee Bucks are your team, right? And that's awesome. It's your hometown. You get to really like show your stuff as the number one guy. How long that's gonna last, I don't know, but you'll probably at least get a season to really prove yourself and show yourself. But let me explain something to you. There was no point in time in Miami where you were the guy. When Jimmy was there, you were the second offensive option because you were a microwave scorer that was more consistent than Duncan Robinson and Gabe Vincent and Max Strus and guys like that. And you could get your own shot. You didn't have to. You could get your shot off the ball, and you could get your own shot with the ball in your hand. You were the second offensive option, but you were never the second guy. It was Jimmy, Bam, and you as an offensive microwave. Then when Jimmy was gone, you were the first offensive option, only because some reason Eric Spoelstra didn't want Bam to shoot the ball more than 10 times a game. Besides in the Olympics and the one time he scored 83 points. Besides that, Spo, for some reason, doesn't want Bam, a very capable scorer who's proven he's a capable scorer, to shoot more than 10 to 12 times a night. Why that is, I don't know. But even in that case, you were the number one offensive option, but you were never the guy. That was always Bam's team. And now look. You beat up and freezing cold in Milwaukee because you wanted to talk shit. Now, granted, it was DMs. I'm pretty sure you thought it was private. You didn't know it would get out like that, so I'm pretty sure that was the case. But this is what you get for talking shit. Your ass whooped and freezing cold in Milwaukee. I know NBA players are supposed to be some level of delusional. That's the only way you make it to the NBA. But there's delusion and then there's stupidity. There's delusion and then there's being a fucking crackhead. And that's what you were being in those DMs. You were never the guy, and you probably never were going to be the guy unless Bam left. Make sure you put ice on your face. Damn, you can't even do that because you're in Milwaukee. You'll probably catch a cold. I don't know. Put some put some cream on your face or something. I hope you're good for next season. It's got to be crack. I don't know. That we just had to go through that, y'all. We gonna do that segment. We gonna do Is It Crack before we start every stream. If I have something. If I don't have anything, then we won't do it. But before every stream, we'll start that up.